Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Open Day. I am Maurizia Botti. I am R&D and Innovation Manager in the textile sector, and in particular with technical fabric, sports and health, and wearable device. I am Technical Director of this master, Fashion Tech, and I introduce my collaborator, David Andreozzi, who will explain the objective of a master. Please, Davide.
Okay, hello, my name is Davide, and I supported the last edition of the Master in Fashion Tech, focusing on the second part of the master for the about the workshop. Okay, so but now let's start to introduce what is the Master in Fashion Tech. The specializing Master in Fashion Tech is dedicated to the future scenario of the fashion. Of course, open to combination between sports and the fashion, between competition and leisure, and between wearable device and interactive accessories. The goal of the master is to train the designer to work in sportswear, but also in area where it's required to combine technical part with technical materials, new technologies, and performance. The different world of fashion needed these skills. To translate the actual needs in sportswear and in performance, in lifestyle and daily usage. We had, and this is more an introduction of the course. The best thing of this master is the second part with the workshop. Such as we have several testimonials. In particular, we have several companies as partners, such as Decathlon, Slam, Colmar, and we have technical companies such as Tayana or Maificio Ripa, all leader in their sector and strongly focus on the made in Italy. About the structure of the course, we have the first part with an introduction of the course and the specific training courses about the sportswear today, the history of the sportswear, trend and forecasting, wearable designs, brand and market studies, new technology and eco-design and a circular economy, and product traceability. This is just new topics of the course. Very important nowadays. It's all of us are always listen to talk about the product lifestyle, the product life cycle, and about the social sustainability. The second part of the course gives you some tools in digital, such as digital modeling or graphics, such as it's very important the Cloud 3D in order to realize the product and design of the product. And the last part, starting from January 2022, is the workshop, where we have different workshops about fashion tech, lifestyle activewear and sportswear, performance sportswear, circular economy, product traceability, and interactive and sustainable fashion. Each of these workshops has a partner, but this year we had several partners, such as the most important were Decathlon, and SLAM for sportswear and lifestyle. What else? Okay, we can go ahead with. Okay, the course is starting in November, end of November, the 29th, and it's about 450 hours of training courses and workshop. Sorry. And the teaching will be conducted by blended mode. I mean, if there's the opportunity is taken by in a presence, otherwise will be taken in with these tools like conference meetings, such as meeting or life size or whatever. It depends from the regulation by the competent authorities. So, okay. What else? It's just a new course. It's the 3rd edition, and it's defined as the future scenario of fashion, as we said. It's a master between sports and fashion, competition and leisure, and wearable technology and interactive accessories, such as lifestyle, as I told you before. This gives you the opportunity to work not only in sportswear, but also to apply these skills to new areas, not only for sportsmen, but it could be also bring in fashion and lifestyle. Because we saw nowadays many contamination from sportswear materials, such as textile component, to leisure garments. Okay. Here we have some pictures of the past edition. And this is all the information to take part in the selection 2021.
Yes, I would like to, hi, sorry for interrupting. My name is Elisa Piccini, and I'm from the Education Office of POLI.design. So here I would like to add some details about the selection process, as Professor Andreozzi was saying. Mainly, here you may find the deadline, first of all, for the application, as mainly the deadline to apply for the master for candidates having achieved a degree abroad is going to be September the 28th, whereas there is an extra month for candidates having achieved the degree in Italy, and it is the deadline in this case is October 28th. And in order to proceed with the selection and to apply for the master, here you may find the link that is also that will take you mainly to the main page of the master itself, and there you will find a apply button in which you will be required to fill out a chart with some data, some biographical data, and you will be required to upload the documents that you may find listed here, that are a CV, a motivation letter, a portfolio of project, and then the scanning of your ID card or passport, and the scanning of your degree and university transcript. This is mainly because, as you see in the admission requirements, the formal requirement to be admitted is having achieved a bachelor degree, and mainly after you will have submitted the documents through the web page of the master, the selection process will go through two different paths mainly. In particular, there will be a selection interview by the master board who will analyze your CV and portfolio, and on the other end, the specific office of Politecnico that is in charge for the evaluation of foreign degrees will evaluate if the degree that you attended, the bachelor degree you attended and you have, is recognized for the selection for the master. So after we will receive a feedback from these two sides, let's say, a final feedback we will be provided to you directly about the selection, and mainly in case, of course, you will be admitted in the master, so both the evaluations are going to be positive. You will receive by email the details on how to process the enrollment and how to confirm your place in the class. In particular, you will receive specific details, and here you may find the cost of the specializing master, that is 11,000 euro. In particular, it is 500 euro for the matriculation and enrollment fee to Politecnico di Milano, and 10,000 euro and 500 for the attendance fee. The amount will be split into different installments, and so mainly together with the selection result feedback, you will receive the details about also this specific aspect of the payment. This is more or less the selection process and the enrollment part.
Perfect. So I really like to thank the Professor Botti and the Professor Andreotti for this presentation. So I kind of like to ask our speakers if there was anything that they wanted to add. Otherwise, we can just open the floor for some questions, which I can see they already started to arrive.
Just wanted to say hi, everyone. I'm also joining Susanna Testa, so I coordinate and help as tutor with the Master in Fashion Tech. So just to present me, and if needed, I'm also here to support the explanation in case.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Professor Testa. So I believe we're actually ready to start. Let's begin with the first question that we receive. So we have Helena who's asking us if, so we talked about programs, so in particular the 3D programs that will be learned during the course, if will be, for example, Rhino or only Claude 3D, and if the schedule of the lessons is sort of flexible. So, for example, if it is suitable for a part-time job.
Who wants to go? I can go, but I don't want to steal the scene. But I've been following this part. So maybe Davide and Professor Botti are a little bit more on the relationship with the companies and actually the actual job and the topic dedicated to the workshops. But this, let's say, preliminary phase that instead is more dedicated to learning the tools and really having a sort of a background in order to then be able to achieve all the different let's say pillars dedicated to the workshops. So the tools, in this case, the 3D modeling programs that we teach, actually in the two different editions changed. So in the first one, we had Claude 3D. Last year, within this edition that is now going on, we had Rhino. I believe we will switch back to Claude 3D for this very edition, but usually we formalize the actual program and the content in July. So it's something that, I mean, we have the skeleton, but the actual details, it's something that we work on like in this very period, but I believe we will go back to Claude 3D. So regarding the possibility of being able to work part-time, I would say that during the theoretical part, so during, let's say, the theoretical pillars at the beginning and the tools phase, you can be able to work part-time because the lessons will be not all day and not every day, while during the workshop, that part will be pretty intense. So for those 3 months, approximately, I think you will be full-time absorbed by the activities of the master.
Thank you, Professor Tessa, for your very much honest answer to how the reality of the things will be. Another question from Elena, this case about internships. So the questions about how the internship works. So for example, in case students can't find an internship, will POLI.design help students to find a suitable place to spend the internship months?
So, I will, Professor Botti, you have your mic off, if you want to take part, because Professor Botti is really very much, okay.
Hello, Susanna. Please, Davide, can you explain for stage and internship with the most important company in the sector of sportswear and
yes. For this year, of course, the students are supported by a dedicated office in POLI.design, but with Professor Botti, we have some contacts in the main important companies. We have an example that the 2 students of this year will start the internship in Decathlon. I mean, if maybe they already started, and we have another student who will take part probably in another partners, that is Diana, I think. And it's completely different sectors, such as Decathlon. Everybody knows Decathlon, and Diana is mainly focused on technical fabrics and materials. We have one student that will take part in Champion, and I mean, she found the styles by themselves. And so it depends. I mean, of course, you will have the support of the POLI.design and of the professor. Then, in case you like, I mean, to send a CV and a personal candidation to a company, you can apply.
Thank you. I'm not sure if Professor Tessa wanted to add anything, or Professor Botti would to add anything regarding to internships.
Susie?
So I would say that both, I mean, Professor Botti as well as Davide Andreozzi, like, they are actual professionals, so they do come from the world of the industry, and this is like a real added value of the master for us, because it's not only, you know, of course you will have teachers and professor coming from, let's say, academy, but as well the actual potential of the master is really this strong link with the world of industry, and really the connections that this very master have with the different companies of the sector is something that is really important and in a way unprecedented. So it's something that we are really very proud of, and so what we do really, as Davide was saying, is that we really help out in students to find a match for them to be able to be, you know, to find the perfect match with the company and the sector they are more interested in. Of course, we are also very much keen in supporting students if they have, for example, some ideas, some brands that they are really interested in, to be proactive. So this is something we really encourage students to be. And in both cases, we are really very much supportive, and we do as much as possible to find the best solution for them to find the spot that they are more willing to go to, let's say.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So you did mention about the strong links with the company, which I really believe it makes this program unique. So in terms of, let's say, job outcomes, what will end up students, what sort of job they land after they graduate?
Vai, Davide.
Davide?
Eccomi. Sorry. Okay, in terms professional jobs, I mean, you can apply for companies that work on material researchers or technology researchers or textile researchers. So in all the fields that do some researches in terms of materials, technology, or textile. Otherwise, you can work on, of course, women's and men's sportswear designer, accessories designer, because we have to remember that the fashion tech specializing masters is not only on sportswear, but also on accessories, such as wearable devices or interactive technology. Sportswear designer, or even to work in more specific areas such as underwear sport designer or beachwear designer. The guys and the girls who participated to the last edition will be involved in APA project for Decathlon for beachwear and let me say water sport such as sailing or swimming. You can work even on fashion companies. I mean, not strictly linked to the sportswear, because we have to remember that some materials from the sportswear are brought some experience in fashion, or you can work also as a CAD designer. More or less, these are the area and the opportunities we'll give you the master.
Thank you. During the presentation, the Professor Andreozzi mentioned at the very beginning how is important this workshop element to the program. So maybe we can give some example about a project that has been developed during one of those workshops, just to give an idea to the audience of what sort of project they might end up working with.
Okay. Personally, I participate to and support the workshop. I mean, for my passion, because the first one was with SLAM, and I don't know if everyone knows SLAM, but is like technical garments for sailing, specifically for sailing and surfing. And the workshop was about the new trend in sail. I don't know if some of you had the opportunity to watch on the TV the Prada Cup and then the America's Cup. The new trend is foil, is this new kind of sailing. I mean, it's like a sharp in the water, and you can fly with your boat. And the requirement is to develop a new line for this kind of sport, for hydrofoil and kite foil. The kite foil is like the kite surfing, but slightly different. And the needs of the athletes, I mean, to this workshop participate not only in sailing from the national team, from the Italian national team, but also from other sports such as kite foil. And a young guy, he was 24 years old, and they explained very well all the needs of these new sports, all the risk, what they need. And then the student had to translate all the needs of the athletes in this new collection. the workshop, I think it was about 2 weeks. And of course, you have in the morning technical lessons, and in the afternoon you have the opportunity to work in team in order to develop the project. Then you will have several follow-up of the project with the final presentation. The other workshop was completely different. It was developed with Decathlon, and it was on the water sports. So why water sports? Because the water sport after the COVID is the new trends for sports. I mean, with the COVID and the needs, Decathlon see in water sports where the new opportunities. And the workshop was focused on surf and was focused on swimming pool. So with all the kind of sports that you can do in the swimming pool, such as swimming, artistical swimming, or free diving, and so on. And the needs was to develop, in particular with Decathlon, a new kind of collection for female water polo suits. And it was really interesting because to this workshop participate 2 athletes from the Italian national team of water polo, and one of the most famous player in the world, that is from Genova, and explain all the needs of the water polo and the technical suites. And for surf, it was strictly linked to the to the wetsuit used also in the sailing, and all the needs, I mean, to do this kind of surf activities, not only in warm waters, but also in more cold waters, such as Northern Europe and so on. Even this workshop takes more or less maybe 1 week more, because it was 3 weeks, and it was led by me and by Decathlon representatives, and with a final presentation of the project.
Thank
so it's
you.
a really practical workshop.
Perfect. And please, Professor Botti.
Oh, sorry. Just to remember, for Radice Group, a very important chemical company, we have an important workshop about circular economy and product traceability. So, will be the new frontier for the development of a product.
Perfect. And I was actually wondering if let's say, this master, in order to apply, is it for fresh graduates, or you actually need some sort of experience in the field? Who's actually referred to?
Okay, we welcome both students that have completed, let's say, their bachelor degree in fields that are in a way like similar in a way to propedeutic to this one. So both from the creative side as well as the technical side. So we have students also this year coming from both design as well as engineering, for example, no? But we have students that are like freshly graduate, but also students that maybe have worked for a bit, and that they decide to have to deepen up their knowledge on the field. So it's diverse. So we have usually students ranging from 20, they're like early 20s, 23, 24, but also like 30s and up to 35. I mean, it's really that diverse, I would say.
Perfect. And in terms of the skills that students will develop during the master, what sort of skills do you think that this master will actually help to develop?
Vai Davide.
Okay. Of course, a good skills in communications and of course in use all the tools that can use sport to present your project. I mean, from the technical part, so such as the use of InDesign or other program that can help you to design the models and to present your project. This is, I mean, quite basic one. Other skills that can be useful is to have some knowledge of digital communication. It could be, I mean, helpful to help you, I mean, to develop your project, because the project is really to the not only to design the new line, but also to find some tools to launch even the new line and to find the right communication to support the launch of this new product. Other needs, I mean, the basic one are, of course, to have a bachelor degree, better if it is in design, or we have also some student that has some artistic background in not specific in design. We have Federica, she will come from paint design or something like that. Other skills could be from architectural studies or technical design. I mean, it's quite open to different backgrounds.
Perfect, thank you. We actually did receive a question regarding if what you learned in here is actually some sort of applicable also from interior design. So I guess if you come from an interior design background, if this could be a suitable master for you. I'm just trying to interpret the question. In case whoever wrote the question meant something else, just write us in the chat. So for someone that comes from an interior design background, with this master could be a suitable option?
I think so. Yeah. So why not? For sure. So it's just a matter of you know, also being interested into the field, having a background knowledge on the actual tools, because I mean, it will be a little bit complex if you don't really know already, as Davide was explaining, the graphic tools and you know, also some basics on the designing process. But apart from that, we really welcome students also from other areas of design to join and to be curious and take part with.
Yes, it could be useful also to learn about the textile components, and I mean, that could be used in the interior design. So all the materials that can be switched from sportswear to material for the interior design or textile research or whatever.
Yes, I think probably what the student meant was something that you just mentioned, if it could be applicable to different fields. At the beginning, the Professor Testa was also mentioning about the professors and the didactic, how it is conducted. So maybe if we wanted to tell us a little bit what sort of professors the students they might found. So you mentioned expert in the field, and maybe if we can give some more example.
Okay, maybe here Professor Botti wants to say something, because she is really the one who cherry picks the perfect speakers, the perfect guests, the perfect companies all the time, and really she puts a lot of effort in putting together the, let's say, this didactic team. So I don't know if Professor Botti wants to maybe to explain a bit.
I think the mic is off. We can't hear. Let's see. Perfect.
Okay, but I want only to tell that the important company as Decathlon was very, very interesting to internship, and we have a new professional figura, a new professional
figure. Yes.
Yeah. So, and so we have a collaboration with company, and so it's very important for the student because we can grow and answer the new required in the sports field and healthcare. Yes.
Yes. So it's really, I mean, it's really interesting the fact that in each, for example, so for the theoretical part, we have lessons dedicated to, for example, new material, performative textiles. But it's also very much interesting the fact that all the theoretical lessons are conducted from, let's say, people that do really work within the field. So we have people that, and also athletes. So this is really the interesting part. And also the workshops are not done only by the professor who gives the tips during the educational path, but really you have a continuous exchange with professionals that come, like companies. So all the workshops are done together with a company. So it's interesting because companies really take part to the reviews. So they come the first day, they launch the brief, and then you have a professional guiding them, but also reviews scheduled with the companies. And also, for example, athletes taking part to the course, explaining their actual needs, explaining what is really their job and what is their necessities. And so students can also ask questions, they receive an actual feedback and user tests with them. So it's not only something that really ends up within the class, but it's a continuous exchange with professionals that will be the ones like one day wearing them, I mean, in a way. So this is really the beneficial part of having such an heterogeneous and such a link with external players, let's say.
Absolutely, thank you. I really like to thank our speakers for today, and I'd like to remind you all that on the website that created for the Digital Open Day, you will find a lot of information about this course. So you can find deadline and any sort of information that could be useful. If someone, let's say, would like to review the presentation, it will be available over the next few days on the website. So in case you want to see again some details, some parts or something that you missed, it will be available on demand over the next few days. It's very hard to try to summarize a specialized master course in a brief presentation, but our speakers did an amazing job. So thank you so much all for the presentation. Really thank you the Professor Botti, Andreotti and Testa, and the support of Elisa Piccini. And it's been great to hear about this program, and is, you know, very interesting to see how a program that is linked with the companies, with the industry, will probably be the best option for you to start your career in this field. So thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you soon. I really hope that you put an application through and you get to meet all of our speakers in person. And
thank you very much. Thank you all. Thank you, Federica. Thank you, Davide, Professor Botti, and Elisa.
Thank you. Thank you to everyone, to everybody.
Perfect. So we look forward to seeing you soon. Check the agenda in case you're interested to any other presentation that we have scheduled for today and tomorrow. And we look forward to seeing you back soon then. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.